Okay, so this is going to be a video on how to graph inequalities in slope-intercept form. And so this, like the strategy for almost all of these is to plot points. How you plot the points is different depending on whether you have slope-intercept, which is this format, or whether you have standard form. And that's when the x's and the y's, I'm going to put some extra letters in there, but don't worry about those. So when the x and the y are on the same side, it's called standard form. When you plot it in this format, it's called slope-intercept. But the only reason that that's really helpful is because the way that you get the points is different. How you get the points here and how you get the points here. How you get the points is different. But in terms of how to do this kind of problem, you have to get your points. Then you have to decide on the line connection. And then you have to sub in 0, 0, or some other point. Something has happened. Sub in 0, 0 to help determine which side to shade. And so we'll go through all those steps by step. All right, so first step, I'm going to get some points. Since I'm in y equals mx plus b format, plotting the points is going to be easier than in a problem that's like this. And if you want more help on this kind of problem, check out the video called Shading Inequalities in Standard Form. Okay, so we've got this. Okay, so we always begin at the back with the b, which is, it's not letting me shade. There we go, for whatever reason. Weird things are happening. Okay, so we've got that highlight. Okay, for whatever reason, it's not highlighting. So that 6 is, there are 2 6s, one here and one here. You can't put the starting dot in 2 different places. If I said, runners, take your mark, start at the starting line, you're not going to get runners starting in 2 different places, right? So they all have to start in the same spot. So that 6 is actually this one here. We always begin on this line when it's in this format. And now I have 1 dot, as I've mentioned lots of times in class. When you need, when you're graphing a line, you only need 2 dots to make a line. You've got 1 of the dots. Now we need to figure out where dot number 2 lives. If it lives here, we connect the dots that way. If it lives here, we connect the dots this way, or any other way. But either way, we need to get to dot number 2. And that's where the slope comes in. So the slope of the line is always found in front of the x. So technically, this is the actual slope. And now I'm going to put some arrows. The options for the arrows on the top are like rise over run. So you either get the option of putting an up arrow or a down arrow. And how do you know? You look at the sign. So because this 2 is negative, instead of moving up, I'm going to choose down. The options for the bottom are left and right. So either up and down arrows on the top and side to side arrows on the bottom, and then you have to make a choice of which one it is. We chose down here because it was negative. Down here we've got 3, so that it either could be to the right 3 or to the left 3, and in this case it's going to be to the right. Because if we somehow chose the fact that it was left 3, then watch what would happen. Our line would go down 2 and left 3, and we'd end up with a line that's positive, which doesn't make any sense because the line is negative. So negative tells me to move down, but positive on the bottom tells me I should be moving to the right. So down 2 to the right 3 gets me here. I'll do 1 more dot. Down 2 blocks, 3 to the left number of blocks. I'm going to erase those just so it's a little more pretty. Okay, so then we've got our line, and it looks negative, so we followed all the directions. So step 1 complete. Now we have to decide on the line connection, and that's dependent on the symbol. These we connect with a dash. These we connect with a solid. So since the symbol here is missing that line underneath, I'm going to connect with a dash line. So all that really means is I'm just going to make a bunch of dashes, and connect them together. All right, so step 2, easy peasy. And now hopefully you see that the grid is divided into 2 sections. We've got section here or section here. And now we have to decide which of those sections we're going to shade, just kind of like I just showed you with that highlighter. So I'm going to call this, I don't know, usually I go A's and B's. So I'm going to call this section A and I'm going to call this section B. And we have to decide which section we're going to highlight. So how do we decide? Like I mentioned in class, basically think of these as neighborhoods. Neighborhood A, neighborhood B. You want to decide which neighborhood to live in, but you can't move into your house unless you talk to some of the neighbors and figure out how the conversation goes. Because if you hate your neighbor, you don't want to live there. So the easiest neighbor to talk to is 0, 0, just because the calculations are so easy. So you can tell right now that 0, 0, not only is it easy to calculate, it's easy to find. 0, 0 lives here in this corner, and that you can see lives in section A. So now I'm going to go to the equation, copy it as is, and every time I see x's or y's, I'm just going to replace all of them with zeros. So replace the x and the y's with 0, and that's like me talking to this point right here. So 0 stays a 0. It's the only number that's all alone on that side of the symbol. 2/3 times 0, brain or calculator. When you multiply two numbers together and one is a 0, the answer is a 0. So 0 plus 6 is 6, and that's the only number I have left over there. So again, see, it's pretty straightforward when you substitute zeros in. Okay, so then once you come up with a conclusion, you have to assess whether this is true or not. That's basically you determining on how the conversation with 0, 0 went. So I'm going to read this statement. 0 is greater than 6. 0 is greater than 6. 0 is not greater than 6. The conversation with 0, 0 made me sad and angry. So when I talked to 0, 0, the outcome was bad. And what that tells me is that 0, 0 acts as a representative of this entire section. So if the conversation with 0, 0 went badly, then what that tells me is I'm not going to like anybody in section A. And if I don't like anybody in section A, that means I'll love the people in section B, which means I want to live in section B, essentially. So what this tells me is to shade that section. Okay? So that's pretty much it. Plot the points. Begin at the back with the back number, and that gives me point number 1. Use the slope as directions to get to dot number 2. If you want to put more dots on there, great, but you don't have to. Choose the connection. Label each side. And again, I use the labeling just because it makes it easy for me to think through, but you don't have to. So basically decide which section 0, 0 lives in. Replace it into the equation, see the outcome. If you like the outcome, shade where 0, 0 is. If you don't like the outcome, shade the opposite section. Hope that helps.